Tonight Show, starring Johnny Carson. This is Ed McMahon along with Doc Severinsen and the NBC Orchestra inviting you to join Johnny and his guests, Robert Blake, some foreign commercials, and the 1982 Singing Dog Follies. And now, ladies and gentlemen, here's Johnny.
Welcome. Come on, back and go. That's it. Well, you haven't changed. You're all hands. Same old group. You're in a good mood tonight.
Yes.
Friday, I guess it is. Is it raining out or is the sun shining? It was raining earlier this morning? Yeah. You're lovely tonight. You look like Ken and with a Barbie doll. I mean...
Well, bring me Barbie.
I want to thank you, first of all, for standing outside on a smoggy day in Southern California, and kind of a shame because starting Monday, NBC is serving cold beer and guacamole dip outside. And you just a day early. Oh, you're turning already. How many are in Burbank for the very first times in your life? I should say so. I kid Burbank, and I hear from Chamber of Commerce, and they say something nice about us for a change. No, there are a lot of things to do in Burbank. There are a lot of celebrities that live out in Burbank. Most people don't know that. Burbank's best-known celebrity is the world-famous inventor, Dr. Leopold Fechner. Dr. Fechner finally came up with a winning invention. It's a machine, a little device that turns off your TV set every time a Raleigh Hills Clinic commercial comes on. Turns it off. No. You didn't mean that. You can always tell a sympathy applause. He's dying, Marge. Give it. Secure enough. Well, we're in the autumn. Days like this, I hark back to my youth on the plains of Nebraska, where I grew up. And I don't know if I've told you this. I don't like to reveal intimate details, but I had a kind of a tragic childhood. I know. My parents could not afford to buy me birthday presents. So what they did, they hung a piñata from the ceiling filled with cow chips. Anyway, while you're here in Burbank, I've recommended this place highly. It's a fine restaurant on Burbank's famed Restaurant Row, a new Italian restaurant, Vinny Abruzzi's Little Touch of Newark. And it is a tough place. I was in there Saturday night, and I says, I think I'll take the Saturday night special. And he said, you'll get it if you don't pay the bill. That's what he said over at Vinny's. I must point out that if you go to Vinny's, it's not the classiest restaurant in Burbank. For example, if you order garlic bread, they bring you a loaf of Wonder Bread, and Vinny breathes on it. You like that kind of stuff? Okay. Next door to Vinny's is a French restaurant. Robert's French Cuisine and 1 Hour Martinizing. Also not too classy. For example, when you order wine, the waiter lets you sniff the metal top they pull off the can. Gives you an idea. What else is happening? Last week, or up until last week, the Reagan administration was giving away more surplus cheese in Los Angeles. Were you aware of that, to the needy? That apparently is now ended, is discontinued. And, but they're continuing, the Reagan administration, to help the needy with food. Today they declared that biting your tongue is a hot lunch. So they're doing their best. Have you been to Rodeo Drive in Beverly Hills? Okay. The recession has hit Rodeo Drive. I saw a guy filling up his Rolls Royce today at the self-service island. Yes. And it's depressing in Beverly Hills during a recession. I mean, it's depressing. You see people lined up with food stamps to buy Haagen-Dazs. But you see out here, this is a very cliquish society, Southern California, especially among the movie industry. And even during hard times like this, people try to keep up appearances. And today on Rodeo Drive, a wino was having himself paged in the gutter. Well, let's see. Sports this weekend, not going to be too exciting. I got a big weekend planned. I took a 6-point spread on a mahjong game on Fairfax Avenue. Football fans, what are we going to do this weekend? They are desperate. What? How can you win? There are no games, are there? Guys are lonesome. One fellow was sitting in front of a washing machine drinking beer in his underwear, watching his jersey going around in a... And there was an embarrassing incident on the Rams picket line today. They handed a picket line to the wide receiver, and he fumbled it. That's the Rams football team. They were on strike. And they haven't been doing too well, so when they handed him a sign and he dropped it, was kind of an amusing comment. I know it's the end of the week, and sometimes it takes a little time for the jokes to travel up through the heavy ozone layer. Do you like to gamble on football games?
Yes.
See, people who gamble are having a rough time adjusting to the strike. I know a friend of mine who was very heavy. Was desperate. He was watching the ballet, the Nutcracker Suite, on PBS last night, and tried to get a bet down on the ferries. Okay. Am I close to anything so far? I should point out that this is a free entertainment. There are rules established by the Federal Communication Commission that you cannot charge for people to come to see a radio or a television broadcast. I think you've just seen why. But I am going to put on a humiliation tax next week to handle my end of this. I did some jokes earlier this week about the G-spot. And a lot of people were not sure what I was talking about. How many of you know what I'm talking about? For those of you who don't, there's a new manual out by some sexual therapists who are indicating there is a new area on a, how can I explain it, on a woman that they didn't know about before. That apparently, if you get close, gives her... Let me put it this way. In California terms, it's kind of a speed bump on the road to ecstasy. You've got it? Wanted to clear that up. We've got a good show tonight. We have Mr. Robert Blake with us tonight. This has been a spot we've done on the show frequently in the past. People love it. We have some more foreign television commercials to show you from other countries. And I think now for our 5th year in a row, we are presenting tonight on our stage here. Sullivan would have loved this spot, huh? The 1982 Sing Dog Follies right here. So thank you for coming. We'll be back in a moment. We'll be right back. Thank you.